Lila didn't sleep that night, not even for a second. After the caseworker left her home with the words that clawed at the inside of her chest, "We may need to place Noah with his father temporarily," Lila sat on the floor of Noah's room until dawn, listening to her son breathe softly as he slept. She watched the rise and fall of his little chest, the curl of his fingers around his stuffed lion, the way his eyelashes fluttered whenever he dreamed. She memorized him, just in case. Her heart felt like it was bleeding inside her ribs, slow, steady, and unbearable. John didn't leave either. He sat in the hallway with his back against the wall, head in his hands, refusing to leave her alone even when she told him she wanted space. He stayed anyway, quiet, guarding, present. By morning she was exhausted but strangely calm. A tender stillness wrapped around her, one she couldn't fully explain. Maybe it was shock, maybe it was faith, maybe both. When the sun finally rose, Lila stood and kissed Noah's forehead. "No matter what, baby," she whispered, "Mommy will fight for you, I promise." She meant every word. Caseworkers did not move quickly, not when you wanted them to. Lila spent the day cleaning the house even though it was already spotless, pacing between the living room and kitchen, replaying everything Noah said that could possibly have sounded wrong. "Mommy cries sometimes. Mommy fell the other day. Mommy and John kiss and laugh a lot. Mommy said Grandma is scary. Children were innocent. But their innocence could destroy you." Every vibration from her phone made her stomach twist. Every noise outside made her heart stop. John checked on her every few hours. He didn't push. He didn't smother her. He simply made sure she ate, made sure she drank water, and made sure she knew he wasn't going anywhere. But Micah's family? They were silent. Too silent. That was how she knew. Their hands were all over this. 2 days later, a thick manila envelope arrived in the mail. It was stamped with the courthouse seal. Lila's fingers trembled as she opened it. John watched from the kitchen doorway, arms folded, jaw clenched hard. She unfolded the papers. Custody motion. Filed by Micah. Request for emergency review. Statement from an anonymous reporter claiming Noah was unsafe. Allegations. Emotional instability, inadequate supervision, questionable new romantic partner, unsafe home environment, concerns regarding domestic exposure. All lies, all designed to destroy her. Lila couldn't breathe. She stumbled backward until her legs hit the couch. John rushed forward, dropping to his knees in front of her. "Lila, hey, look at me." Her eyes were wide and unfocused. The papers trembled in her hands. "I'm losing him." Her voice cracked. "John, I'm losing my baby." "No." His voice was firm, steady. "You are not losing Noah. Not while I'm here. Not while you're still breathing. They will not win." But his eyes said he was scared too. It would have been easy, so easy, to walk away from John. To erase herself from this relationship before things got worse. To go back to the lonely safety she had before he came along. That's what Micah's family expected. That's what they wanted. If she broke, they won. For the first time in her life, Lila felt the pull of two possible futures. She gives up the man who made her smile again. She sacrifices her happiness to gain Micah's family's approval. She lives a life of fear, walking on eggshells, doing what they say, how they say, when they say. Future 2. She chooses love. She chooses courage. She chooses the life she wants, even if it means fighting harder than she ever has. She sat on her bed that night, staring at the golden ring John had left in her drawer weeks ago. The one he never pressured her to accept. The one she pretended didn't exist because she feared what it symbolized. Commitment, love, hope, rebellion, freedom, and danger. Choosing John meant choosing the fight. Choosing the fight meant choosing possible consequences. Her hands shook as she held the ring. "God," she whispered, "I'm tired of being afraid." The wind outside blew gently, like a soft confirmation. Lila closed her eyes, breathing deeply, and she made her decision. The next evening, John came over to check on her. He brought food, though neither of them ate. He checked on Noah. He made tea. He sat with her. And then, when the silence between them grew thick with unsaid things, Lila stood up. He looked up immediately, concern etched across his face. She walked toward him slowly, her heart pounding with a mix of terror and courage. Then she sat beside him and held out her hand. The ring was on her finger. John froze. He stared at her hand, then at her face, then at her hand again, as if he couldn't trust his own eyes. "Lila?" he breathed. She swallowed hard, voice trembling but sure. "If I'm going to fight, I want to fight with you beside me. And if I'm going to build a future, I want it to be with someone who loves me the way God intended. You make me brave, John. And I'm tired, so tired, of letting fear decide my life for me." His eyes immediately filled with emotion. His voice cracked. "Are you saying yes?" "I'm saying yes." Her whisper broke. "To you, to us, to love." John's face crumpled with relief, disbelief, and joy all tangled together. He cupped her face in both hands, forehead resting against hers. "Lila, I have never wanted anything more." He kissed her, soft, reverent, grateful, as though she had just breathed life into him. For the first time in a long time, Lila felt alive. But joy wasn't the only thing waiting for them. Some victories come with storms. When Noah woke later that night and climbed sleepily onto Lila's lap, he noticed the ring immediately. "Mommy, what's that?" "It's a promise, baby," she said softly. "From John?" Her heart skipped. "Yes," she said truthfully. "From John." Noah grinned and hugged both of them with his tiny arms. "I like John," he said. "He makes you smile again." The innocence of his statement hit Lila so hard her chest tightened, but it also reminded her. Children talk, especially to grandparents who pry. No matter how hard she tried to protect the truth, it was already out. And now, Micah's family would explode. The next morning, Lila received a text. Not from the lawyer, not from the caseworker, not from Micah, from Micah's mother. A single sentence. "You just made the biggest mistake of your life." And then another. "Noah will be safer with us." Lila's stomach dropped. She showed the message to John. He read it. And then his entire expression darkened like a storm rolling over the horizon. "No," he said quietly. "No, they are not taking him. They are not getting away with this." But Lila knew something he didn't. Micah's mother wasn't bluffing. She never did. The real war was about to begin. 3 days later, another letter arrived. Court date scheduled. Temporary custody review. In 8 days. 8 days to prepare. 8 days to fight. 8 days to keep her life from cracking in half. John stood behind her as she read the letter. Her hands trembled again. "Lila," he said gently, "marrying me doesn't mean losing Noah. It means you're not alone anymore." She turned toward him, eyes glossy but determined. "I didn't choose you to spite them. I chose you because you love me, and I won't let fear ruin that." John took her hands, squeezing gently. "Then we'll fight together." Together, she agreed. The word tasted like strength. When Micah heard the news, he reacted exactly as she feared. He called, he yelled, he accused, he insulted John, he threatened legal action. He made Noah cry simply by raising his voice too much when Noah answered the phone. Then his sister called, crying dramatically about Noah being exposed to a strange man. Then his brother messaged her with passive-aggressive scripture about God's timing. Then his mother sent yet another text. "If you marry him, you are choosing him over your son." Lila stared at the message for a long time. Then she typed back, "I'm choosing love, peace, and a future. You do not control me anymore." Her hand shook when she pressed send, but she felt free. That evening, as Lila tucked Noah into bed, he said something that made her freeze. "Grandma said if I don't like John, I can live with her more." Lila's heart split. "She said that?" "Uh-huh." He nodded innocently. "She said she's trying to keep me safe." "Safe? Safe from what?" Lila kissed his forehead, forcing herself not to shake. After he fell asleep, she walked into the living room where John sat reviewing documents with a lawyer friend he had called for help. She told them what Noah said. John swore under his breath. The lawyer's face tightened. "That," he said, "is manipulation. And it's extremely serious. You need to document everything." Lila felt dizzy. "They want him," she whispered. "Not because they love him, because they want control over me. They've always wanted that." John stood and wrapped his arms around her from behind. "That ends now." But the phone rang. Lila answered. A quiet voice spoke. "This is Child Protective Services. We have reviewed new concerns submitted to our office. We need to schedule another home visit. Immediately." Her blood ran cold. Another report, another visit, another attack. And then the voice added, "Please be advised that depending on our findings, Noah may need to stay with his father temporarily." Lila's knees nearly buckled. John grabbed her just in time. She stared into the darkness of her living room, her heart pounding with terror. The last thought echoing through her mind. "This isn't just a fight anymore. They're trying to take my child, and I have 8 days to stop them."